Hello, it's Bill again, and I'd like to talk a little bit more about CMB photons redshifting. Now, you may have seen on some of the other presentations that I've made that I showed the CMB a CMB photon traveling for 13.4 billion light years, and then when we measure it, that CMB photon actually redshifts based on its cosmic horizon. That, in a way, is a reasonable explanation. However, I want to try a different explanation using a different framework, and maybe you can tell me if this works better for you. So imagine we're going to have two thought experiments. We have one thought experiment where we're going to have a mirror that's just receding at the recessional velocity from dark energy. So let's say there's a mirror that's 11.18 billion light years away. And if that mirror is not moving in its local frame, it'll have a recessional velocity of 0.8 c. So now if that distant CMB photon were to bounce off of that mirror, since that mirror is redshifting away, then the photon will also appear redshifted after it bounces off that mirror. So anyone in the universe that wants to measure that photon, that mirror was moving away very fast, so it's going to translate that redshift into that mirror. So now this is kind of like the SR explanation. Imagine we had a mirror that maintained the recessional velocity so that there was zero Doppler shift. So we have a mirror that's traveling at 0.8 c. So now from the photon's emitted location relative to that location, there's zero Doppler shift at 11.18 billion light years away. So now if the photon were to bounce off that mirror that was traveling towards the emitted location at 0.8 c, it's going to reflect the full energy of that photon. So in a way, you can think of whenever we measure a CMB photon, from that photon's frame of reference, we're moving away. We're moving away from that emitted location at tremendous speed. And when we're measuring that photon, we're measuring it as we're moving away. So you can kind of look at it as it's either collapsing near its horizon, you see the redshift, or you could look at it from the other perspective that it's us that's moving relative to that photon, and that's what causes the apparent redshift. Because remember, if the mirror's just sitting there and its horizon is symmetric and it has no speed, that means it'll be receding at 0.8, and that will cause the redshift as it reflects off of a receding mirror. But if that mirror is stationary and is keeping the same distance between the emitted location and the reflection location, then that means that there's not going to be a Doppler shift from that mirror, and that way you'll be able to recover the full photon energy. So I just wanted to drop this down, so now I've got the photons fairly well figured out in this, this framework, and that's about all I've got for now. I'm going to do some more thinking on this. I just wanted to put this out there now. It just sort of hit me, and I wanted to get it out. But check out my other videos. Also, make sure to try to watch that playlist I got going. It's got a lot of good videos on it, a lot of good information. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.